On the KTM 890, coming out to the desert wilderness to give you guys some information on AR15 scopes. An update. I've got 3 to talk about, 2 to shoot. Look at this area. Beautiful. It is so awesome. Today I'm the only one out here. There ain't nobody out here. Here's our backdrop for shooting. And you see this little bush right here? That one right in the middle of the screen? That's going to be our natural target. I might move the tripod around to let you see if I'm hitting it or not. Neither of these AR-15s is zeroed in with these 2 scopes. This AR right here is my own build. It's one of my SPRs with a CQB upper. So that is a BCM lightweight upper, handguard, barrel, Battle Comp 2.0 on the end of it. I have a video out and I have shown it in the project multiple times. That's one of the scopes we'll be shooting. This one right here. I'll talk about it. Got their information right here. Get my details straight. And then this is a 2A Belios Light coming up for review. And so far I've liked it. With one magazine it was unreliable, but I think it was the magazine's fault. We'll see how it does over the seat of the KTM 890 Adventure. Our steed for getting us out here. Real organic video, dudes. I hope you like it. Super organic. I'm just going to show you how it goes. I'll talk about the scopes as I shoot them. Not going to do any night shooting because I just don't have time on this outing. And I do have a third scope I'm going to talk about. You'll see it right now. That one, previously reviewed here in the project. Highly recommended. And for a while I thought it was going to be discontinued. I think you guys did too. You said the Vortex Strike Eagles are gone. Well, I'm happy to report they're not gone, at least at Optics Planet. They have been restocked and they still are one of my all-time favorite AR-15 scopes when price is an object. And that's kind of an important distinction because I don't think a lot of you guys are made of money and you want some value scope options, and this is one of them. And I want to show you this coloration in this reticle. So there's a reticle. And Optics Planet did not comp me this scope. I bought it from donation money. Become a donor. Stay in the donation service forever. Thank you very much. So that's the information on this. And this is my favorite model, the 1-to-8 power, because you can go long range with it. You guys are going to die when you see this color, how cool it is. This is an Optics Planet only exclusive variation of the Strike Eagle. Look at this. The Op Mod says Optics Planet modification. Isn't that cool? So it's that dirt color that Leopold has used for so long. So sick. Included scope covers. I'll say this about all the scope covers that come on these value scopes. It seems like they don't stay closed. They often fall off. You'll see on these 2, I have them taped to the tubes. You probably want to do that with this one as well. I have a link to this. I highly recommend this one, especially in this ultra cool coloration, illuminated. Let me give you a quick opinion on that reticle. It's a good reticle. Lots of information in it, but not too busy. It might be available in some other reticles. So again, this scope I want to remind you of is the Vortex Strike Eagle series, available in a 1-to-6. I still think that one's out there. A 1-to-8, black finish, and then this very special coloration right here. This is limited edition. I mean, as it says right on the side. I didn't mount that up, and I'm not shooting it now because I'm kind of SAWC limited on the bike. And I've done a lot of shooting with it before and have previously reviewed it. But I did want to bring it all the way out here in the desert to show you it and to remind you it's excellent. Worth the money. It's windy now, so I'm mic'd up. I think you'll be able to hear me if the wind kicks up again. Hopefully it's not too loud. By the way, the knife of choice to open that box was a Lightning in my riding gear. Riding gear, pretty sick, huh? I think that has my edge on it. See that glistening in the sunlight? That means I sharpened it. Thank you. Thank you. Now the first scope I'm going to shoot will be off my SPR, not really an SPR now, but CQB AR15. And it is called the Sousa Optics Mantis. Here it is right here. And let me get the weight right. It's 18.5 ounces, which is in the ballpark. It is very affordable, guys. This scope is super affordable. And when I checked today, it was available in Optics Planet. Did I put a price on there? Yeah, 187 bucks, y'all. What? 187 bucks with the included mount. Now with the mount, it does add weight. I wrote it here. With the mount, it's 25.5 ounces. That is not a lightweight mount. It's not a mount I would recommend using for a long period of time. Just due to its weight. It might be strong enough. I don't know unless I tested it. But I do know this. It comes with the damn scope. And you'll be able to put the glass on your AR or whatever other gun you want immediately. And then when and if more money rolls around, you can get a better mount. I recommend the Aero Precision. Link below. I love the Aero Precision stuff. There's that wind I talked about. My data sheet running away. Let me grab it real quick. The Aero Precision, I think, weighs, I want to say like 4.5 ounces or something like that. Crazy lightweight. Really recommended. But the mount that comes with the Sousa Optics seems fine. It seems stable. It's a 3-screw mount, which I really think is overkill for most applications. Sometimes I'll even omit the center screw here when I use it. Right there. So, but it's doable. Puts it at the right angle. I should have said the right height. Got an MFT stock on here. Still one of my all-time favorites. My overall take of looking through the Sousa Optics Mantis is that it's very clear. There might be a little bit of distortion around the edges. So that means the optics aren't going to be top notch. These are not top quality optics, obviously, for the price. But for a all-arounder CQB AR15, I think you guys would be super happy with it, especially for the low price. Again, I'll put links below. Please use my links to support my work here. This is also illuminated. So it has 1 to 11 levels of illumination. Note night vision selection on it. And then you may see that on this gun, I painted a fluorescent reference dot to indicate the off position. I recommend you dudes do that too. That way, in the heat of the battle, you can make sure you turn your illumination off. I'm not sure what the duration is on this. It does use a 2032 battery. The waterproof level on the Sousa Optics Mantis is, I think, IPX7. It doesn't say specifically, but I would imagine about IPX7. So it'll be fine in the rain. If you gave it a short dunk in shallow water, I think it would be fine. Snow, fine. I wouldn't go doing Navy SEAL operations with it. Let's look at the turrets on it. So they're low profile, finger adjustable turrets. It looks like you can not re-zero them. So they're not resettable turrets. Let me give you a look right here. Well, for a low price optic, what do you expect? I think most of you guys would probably just zero your load at your preferred range and just leave them. And you do have a ballistic reticle in there for adjustments. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4 ranges And also you have windage dots. So that's cool. If you spent some time with the reticle, with your load of choice, I would say an afternoon probably, you'd find that it does just fine. You wouldn't have to like put in adjustments, MOA come-ups. Half MOA clicks on this. This is a side protective dial. Notice there's an extra space there for a 2032 battery, which I did put in there. The illumination on this is awesome. I've liked it. I've used it at night already, just fooling around with the scope. Let me check in these relatively bright conditions right now. Oh yeah, easily visible. Yeah, no problem. For time, I'm not going to swap the camera around and try to film through the reticle. It would just be kind of ridiculous, but take my word, totally usable in the daylight. I do have it on number 11. Let's see, 10, less so. I can't really see number 9. So you would have to go number 11 on this. Cool. The scope caps, as I mentioned earlier, are kind of weeny. So I do have them taped on with high quality black electrical tape. They don't stay snapped. Once upon a year, I used to run scope caps and thought they were super necessary. Usually I don't even run them anymore. They're just more complexity. I just blow it off, let my scope get dirty, you know, use a horsehair brush to blow it off. It's a compressed air, call it good. I got too many scopes to be capping anyhow. Overall, my take on the scope is excellent for the money. Let's do a little bit of shooting with it and see how it goes. I'm gonna have to move this tripod back just a little bit so you guys can see the gun in action. How's that? Only the best production values as always. This is really the quickest way for me to get this information out to you dudes. So again, this isn't zeroed in. I did laser bore sight it. I'm shooting steel ammo right now. Wolf. Actually, is this Wolf? I forget what it is. Here we go. First shot, Sousa Optics. Mantis at my bush. Oh my gosh, that is very close. In fact, that is basically 4 inches over the bush. That's it. I have illumination on. Yeah, dudes, you'd love this optic. For the money, it's really good. Now, one thing I can't tell you in this in-field review is how it's going to perform in snow, long term. This is just my initial take. Oh my gosh, this is almost on. I'm going to bring you guys around the rear so you can see. And I mean that in the best of ways, around the rear. That's right, I'm alone today. If I waited for someone else, this would never happen. Just me. Can you guys see that? I think you can. Okay, so let me do a little zoom job right here. Where are we at? There we are, right here. Okay, watch that little bush right there. Cool. Awesome. That's pretty much right on. Back in position. Again, this is a Sousa Optics Mantis 1:6x24 recommended. Now, obviously, I'm not evaluating its light gathering capabilities in this shoot. Maybe later, if there's a lot of views on this video, I'll be motivated to give you a night test on it. But like I'm saying, first impressions are impressive. Way better than you would think. I think I would look through this for the price and go, this thing sucks. I don't do that. I think the center is good. I think the brightness is good. I'm at 1 power on that. Let me go to 6 power. Still good. Still good. Need a little bit of focusing for my eye. Yeah, I like it. Not top quality optics, but good enough is what I would say. They do talk a lot about their warranty, so if you have any problems with the Sousa optic, you send it back and they replace it. Eye relief, incidentally, is 5 inches on this scope. A couple more shots. Couple more. My battery's going low. I'm gonna have to recharge it in field because I only brought one. Standard. God, this AR I built is awesome. All hits. And then we'll go on to our next scope here in the desert wilderness. I'll put another charge on the battery. I'll be right back. This again is the 2A Armament Belios Light, Ultralight AR15, naked, without scope, without a mag, 4 pounds, 14 ounces from the factory at Gunny's, the Great American Gun Store, for a whopping $1,880. So you're going to be paying for it. Watch for my bunker review on it. It's going to be pretty positive, I think. Belios Light is the name of this gun. Some guys like it. I mean, they don't want to build their AR. They want a warranty. So they want something turnkey with upgraded components. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of upgraded components on this gun. You're paying for it, but I would choose this over some other guns like I talked about. Yep. This scope right here, dudes, is our third in the lineup for this wilderness desert test session. It's from a company called Swampfox, and this is the Arrowhead. LPVO is the reticle, 1:10 by 24. Did you hear that? 1:10 power. The scope is about 20.3 ounces without the mount. There's that wicked cool, highly recommended Aero Precision non-QD mount. This is what I use. So this is a TNP mount right here. Great mount. And so it's keeping the light lines and the feel of this ultralight AR15 intact. But you need to look at this scope with its elevated price as a more serious piece of hardware. Swampfox says it's meant for law enforcement. I believe it. It comes with some really cool accessories, one of which is this awesome throw lever, which I attached via the 4-screw attachment right there. Screws and the tool is included, of course. They have some other cool accessories in the box. Scope caps, which are also garbage. Unfortunately, they do have to be taped on. They do tend to pop open of their own accord. Again, we're looking at the Swampfox Arrowhead. I'm going to do another AR build, and dudes, this is the exact scope I'm going to put on top of it. This is a loaner from Gunny, so this is not my AR. But when I put my next AR together, this is a scope that's going on it. Price on this, subject to change, around $470. That's inexpensive for your capabilities. The other scope that's like this, and this is what this scope reminds me of, is the Nightforce 1:10. One of my crew members had that many years ago in the project, and I shot off of that scope, and I just loved it. About the same weight. I think it was around 21 ounces for that Nightforce, something like that. But that scope, I hate to say, but it's like give an exact price, but it's really expensive. It's like $1,200 or something. This is like that scope and less than half the price. Let's look through the optics and see what kind of quality we're getting for that around $500 price point. Fully illuminated, by the way. Oh yeah. So that Sousa Optics was a good scope, but you can tell just by looking through this, this is way more serious. Higher quality. This actually reminds me of Leopold looking through it. Eye relief here is 3.46 inches, they say. Let me see how critical it is. I'll put it back to 1 power. Not critical at all. That's a really important thing. and I'll try to look through that Susa and give an evaluation of that as well, because you don't want to have to come back up here and like hunt and, oh, where do I need to be? One power, like true one power, should be pretty forgiving. And I think a lot of you guys want that CQB capability to fight in close, and then if you have to go long range, you just zoom it on up like you would with the Swampfox. Take your long shot. I really like this reticle too. I think that's the name of it, the LPVO. What do they call it? It is a second focal plane scope. So was a Susa. All the ones I'm showing you today are second. And by the way, I prefer that. I've said that before. I don't really want a first optics plane. I think they're ridiculous. Gorilla Dot Bdc is what they say in the right up here. I don't know if that's correct, but this reticle is awesome. Has 3 chevrons on the bottom, 3 graduations, a horseshoe kind of circle going around, and 1 dot in the middle. It gets better from here. So these are 0 resettable turrets. So you can go ahead and 0 it as I've done, and then rotate the turret to your zeroed position, and then push it down, and it will lock into place. And I'm not taking this off for time, but it might involve taking these caps off right here. But if I come up here, I can rotate it and actually put in a BDC, not BDC, but an MOA correction. These are half MOA dials. I can turn it, and then when I push them down, I want to represent that they are locked. So they will not turn. They're not going to bump on you. So that's really a cool thing, especially when you do drills like Soldier Boy, Red Skies, because there has been more than a few times when either myself or a crew member have bumped our dials and our zeros totally jacked. This does have 1, 2, looks like 4 night vision settings, if I'm not mistaken. So if you have NV and you want to look through your scope, the Swampfox Arrowhead is ready for you. I did like the Sousa Optics put a fluorescent red paint mark there at the off position. It also utilizes a 2032 battery on the Swampfox, although I'm not really sure what the burn time is on it. It seems like on these scopes, it's not like the red dots, which will go like 20,000 hours. You can burn out your reticles, not burn reticles out, but the battery will go dead. Let's check out the illumination on the 12 position. Oh, it is good. Easily visible today. 11.5. Nothing. 11, I can still see it. 10, I can still see some illumination, but you'd have to go pretty bright in the daytime if you wanted to illuminate. And by the way, and unlike that value Susa, the entire reticle is illuminated. On the Susa, I forgot to tell you, it's just the outside horseshoe and the inner pip that's illuminated. I love that throw lever on there though, really cool. So you don't have to go out and source like $100 throw lever, it's included. Now, if you guys don't know what this is and why you would put it on your scope, this actually comes from the competitors, the 3-gun competitors, where they're going from short range to medium to long range, and they are in the habit of changing their magnification level depending on where they're shooting, what distance. The way they do it positively is with a throw lever. It's just a really cool way to change your magnification. Couple shots out of the 2A Belios light. This is also laser bore sighted, not sighted in. See how it does. Nice and clear. I like that. Low left. Really like that scope. I like the gun too. Recommended. So guys in the donation service have been asking me, hey, what scope to get? A couple of you dudes I have messaged back, and this is a scope that's kind of at the top of my list these days for its versatility. Remember, 1 to 10. The Swampfox Arrowhead, 1 to 10. Are you kidding me? That is absolutely amazing. And yeah, it's a little bit heavier. It's 20 ounces. It's not like 16 ounces. So you're going to pay for it. It's that old discussion, firepower versus mobility, that I started the project off with. You're getting a lot of firepower, i.e. optics capability with this 1 to 10 by 24 scope. And we're not evaluating it now, but I do suspect that the light gathering capability on this scope is going to be fantastic. I think it'll be really good. Get them while they're out there. I mean, because who knows when these are discontinued. You saw what happened again to the Vortex series of scopes. They went missing in action for a long time, and I still don't know if they're being produced. Optics Planet may have just found a quantity of those. But of all the scopes that I'm recommending in this mini session out here in the desert, this is probably my top pick. Use my link below, the Swampfox Arrowhead. And come back and comment and let me know if it's impressive to you as it was to me. The dials are very positive. The quality seems excellent. The glass quality seems excellent. Fully multi-coated, nitrogen filled. You know, is it top quality glass like on the level of Nightforce? There's no way it can be at that price, but what we're looking for is probably 80 to 90% capability of those high-end scopes, and I definitely think it is that, maybe even higher. Let me go to that Susa and see what the eye relief is like at 1 power before we end the video. Great location we're at, dudes. Great location. I'll show you around before we end the video. Patreon members got a special treat. Before this video, I filmed a video just for them, and they are coming with me on this scouting expedition for the location of Red Skies 2022 in the Nut and Fancy project. Join up. You can watch that video. It'll be a single-parter. I think guys will like it. I scoped this location out like 2 years ago. I remembered it, and I knew Red Skies was coming up. I was like, let me go back. Scout it out on the motorcycle. Make sure the terrain's still good. The roads are passable. It's not too muddy. Everything looks good, except I don't know how many people are going to be out here when we do the event. It could ruin the whole location. Hard to say. 1 power. Oh yeah, it's just like the Swampfox. It's really good. Again, the optic quality is not on the level of the Swampfox Arrowhead. It shouldn't be. And for that matter, I don't think it's as good as the Vortex Strike Eagle. I think the Strike Eagle is better than this, and there is a little bit of distortion on the outer edges. But again, as a stopgap or just your final choice on an AR15 build when money is tight, I bought it. This wasn't given to me by anybody. I used donation dollars and went out and bought all this stuff, dudes. That's right. So there you go, in-field, Nut and Fancy project. 3 AR15 scopes, which have my highest recommendation, representing, I think, like 3 different price levels. Really, they represent 3 different price levels. I think the Vortex is going to be less expensive than that Arrowhead. Look at my sick AR15 build. Oh my goodness, it makes me so happy. So lightweight. It's not like 4.5 pounds, but for motorcycling, getting out where we're going, it's fine. Wrapping it up. This has been a fun video, an organic in-field video. No one bugging me, asking me questions while I'm filming. That is because we are remote out here, fellas. Let's look around again. There you go. Microphone unplugged so you can get the full stereophonic effect of where we are at. TNP desert wilderness, prime location for doing what I'm doing. Thank you, God. This is God's country right here. Thank you, United States of America. Thank you, founding fathers, for the Second Amendment. Please do everything in your power to protect it, and places like this, keeping them open and well preserved and taken care of and non-polluted. I'm gonna clean all my casings up. You'll have no indication whatsoever there was anyone shooting here. Do the same for your shooting places if you're lucky enough to have them. Thanks again, dudes. Nothing fancy, signing off, getting ready for a long motorcycle drive out. Good luck with those optics. Let me know which one works for you. Bye.